In the news recently, there's a lot of concern and controversy about how economic revenue is not distributed properly. And with the economic crisis, we can also see that the gap between the rich and the poor starts to widen a little bit. And I actually have an example that I want to show all of you. So, in my wallet, I have $7. Now, one pile is going to represent the rich, the other is going to represent the poor. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This $5 represents the rich, and then I got $2 that represents the poor. Now, here's a good example. Tax that much, tax that much. Who suffers more? Obviously the poor, because the rich still got money left over. Now, in an article published by Arthur McEwan at the University of Massachusetts in Boston, he states that economic policymakers and economists should focus their greater attention on this inequality issue. Distribution of wealth is completely disproportionate, and the focus on absolute levels of income can be viewed as fundamentally flawed. Now, how is this relevant to us? Well, a lot of people may have an idea of what this inequality is of wealth, but they don't know too much detail on it. So, the money example I just gave you, that's a basic understanding, but it goes way deeper into it and how it can affect people like us. It can affect people of different race, sexes, things of that nature, and that's what we're going to go into detail about. So, I just want to state this real fast. Poverty and economic well-being cannot be effectively defined as distinct from income distribution. Income distribution is fundamental to our understanding of injustice and human rights. A relative economic equality has natural values. That was one of my points, and that's what I wanted to explain. So here's my visual aid. So as you can see, I had trouble finding like a chart that was relevant to this time period, so like 2018 or 2019. I had trouble finding that. But, and the charts I did find that were for 2018, 2019, I felt like they'd be a little too difficult to understand and too difficult for me to explain as well. So I found this image, and I think it really demonstrates how economic inequality is. So, as you see, this one rich person outweighs so many poor people who don't have his financial well-being. And the money example I gave you demonstrates it perfectly. So $5 for the rich, $2 for the poor, tax the same amount, but who suffers more? Obviously, the poor. And there's also no discussion of societal values between equality of opportunity and equality of outcome. Greater equality of outcome distribution tends to be about other good, desirable social and health outcomes. I want to state that too. And in an article published by inequality.org, men who grew up in the poorest 10% of American families are 20 times as likely to be imprisoned by their early 30s than men from the richest 10% of families. And my partner, Braden over here, has some examples to help back up that claim.